And a big good morning to the students and the visitors joining this TEDx event, either live or viewing the recording on demand. Thank you so much for your time. In these unprecedented and complex times, the scarcest resource that any of us has is attention. So I appreciate your 18 minutes. The motivation for diversion, it sits within all of us, and it's driven by boredom, negativity bias, rumination, and to master distraction, we need to overcome the discomfort that comes with it. Sometimes reimagining difficult work as being purposeful and enjoyable can refocus us. Understanding our emotional triggers for behaviours and how we describe ourselves and the world around us matters greatly to how empowered and capable that we feel to make a difference. In many ways, probably like all of you here, I have multiple roles. I work for Microsoft Education Marketing, based here in the United States of America, yet I'm also a parent. I'm a teacher and I'm a learner. I'm also a bad surfer. As you can see from some of the images on the slide, what matters most is the topic for this session today. My career, if you like, has been defined by exploring where best practice and next practice intersect, where technology is levered to extend, to amplify and to enhance the very qualities that make us most human. We know that as humans we have some very basic needs which haven't changed, and they're important to keep in mind during these complicated times: to be seen, to be heard, to belong, and to feel like we have some freedom and choice. Never before has this been so important: to be seen, to be heard, to belong, and to feel empowered. In fact, this is what drew me to Microsoft first of all. Beforehand, I worked as a school principal. The driving mission for the company is to empower every learner on the planet to achieve more. And this picture is from a surf school that I was a leader at, and I was terrified. And it reminded me of what it was like to learn something new and strange, to feel uncertain and unsure, to feel clumsy and incompetent. I felt, as a learner, I felt shame and frustration, but I also had coaches who gave me the right mix of pressure and support. And that's what matters most. Tip number one is pressure and support in the right balance can lead to powerful learning and deep learning. So finding that right mix and recognizing and appreciating that at times you need support, but you need the right balance of pressure to be able to drive you to be your best. So when you're feeling pressure, it's maybe a good thing if you know that you have the right level of support. The next one is to recognize that what matters most is that emotions matter. They act as a gatekeeper to cognition, to attention, and to motivation. So how we feel unconsciously directs our behaviors, and is incredibly important to develop the language to be able to recognize, understand, label, and express our emotional self. And as Mark Brackett from the Yale Center for Emotional Intelligence says, to become an emotion detective, to be able to recognize and understand the emotions in others and how they're driving behavior, and adjust our responses accordingly to become socially aware as we self-regulate ourselves. Emotions also matter because they drive better decision making through the development of empathy. They lead to stronger and more authentic social connections, and they directly influence how we care for ourselves, physically and mentally. One thing I want to call out that matters most is mindset. So in adopting a growth mindset, we acknowledge and we embrace the imperfections in ourselves and others. So we face our challenges bravely and honestly. We pay attention to our words and our thoughts, how we describe ourselves, our capabilities, and those around us, seeking always to lift people up and to build on other people's brilliant ideas. So pay attention to the words and the thoughts that you use to describe yourself and your learning and your life. redefine what success and genius looks like. Maybe it's not just being the smartest kid, the fastest kid. Maybe success is being the kindest kid, or the person who can bring the best out in others, who can organize groups to achieve amazing things. It's important to value the process over just simply the product, learning from our own mistakes and our mistakes from others. So mindset matters. What else matters? Finding your purpose matters. One of the things that comes through studies of young people across the globe over and over again is that they want to engage in work that has purpose and passion. And when you conduct surveys of Generation Z in the workforce and you ask them what drives them, it's not so much about money and position, but it's about working with purpose and passion, engaging in work that is purposeful, that contributes positively to society or economies, and engaging in work that's enjoyable. It has some sort of intrinsic excitement and joy added to it. It connects to a passion. And we know that when we're engaged in work with passion, whether you're passionate about art or maths or science or dance or skateboarding, when you're engaged in something you love doing, it never feels like work, and the time never feels like it's dragging, does it? It goes by in an instant when we're engaged in purpose and passion. So shifting purpose to action matters greatly. And for this group listening into this TEDx talk, youth event talk, many of you are entrepreneurs and doing incredible things, and I've seen and heard some of those. You're already doing this. Shifting purpose and shifting it to action matters. Finding out along the way who are the people that can help you. How do you go about accepting, inviting their strengths and wisdom and taking those on board? How do you ensure that you are open and accepting as you find out about your strengths and the areas that you're less strong in, and finding people to help you? A wishbone is no replacement for a backbone. So shifting purpose to action matters greatly. This is an important one too. The journey matters through school and through life. We're not in any race here. So what you do every day to lift others up matters, because it directly reflects on your character, which builds your reputation, which is something you cannot buy, but it's easily given away. The journey matters through school and through life. So how do you express gratitude each day to those who help lift you up? And how do you help lift up others? How are you helping someone learn today? Are you the smart kid, the fast kid, the funny kid, the kind kid? Be the kind kid. Lift people up each and every day. That leads us to character. And character, maybe you could describe it as, this is how you behave when no one is watching. And whereas skills can be taught and are useful in a specific situation, so I can learn to code, it will help me do this. I can learn to ride a bike, it will help me ride. A skill can be learned, and it's usually developed for something very specific and known. Character traits, dispositions, however you want to describe them, personalities, these are useful in situations which are unknown, ambiguous, complex, challenging, changing. It's in those situations, in fact, just like right now, that we need people whose character we can trust, whose character draws people in, reassures them. And they have character traits like judgment, perspective, honesty, curiosity, a sense of fairness, humor, adaptability, focus, patience. So these are character traits which can be developed over time, which contribute positively and purposefully to life, to learning, and to work. Your character matters. I touched on skills, And yes, they're critical. We know that the new future-ready skills will be this delicate blend of social and emotional skills, so the ability to be self-aware, to self-regulate, to be able to develop relationships, set positive goals and achieve those, plus also higher order cognitive skills, so the ability to synthesize information, to make rational decisions. The higher order cognitive skills will be important, plus also those technical skills for the digital economy. So to become indispensable now and into the near future, you need a delicate mix of these new future-ready skills. Remember, between 30 and 40% of the projected growth jobs across the decade of the 2030s will place a premium on social and emotional skills, because these are the skills which AI and automation cannot replicate. These are the qualities that make us most human. Make sure you sharpen those in your skill set to be needed in the world of work and society in the future. This one is a little bit like mindset, but how you navigate challenge matters greatly, because it reflects on your character, it draws on your skills, how you accept, how you invite, how you embrace, how you turn life challenges and school challenges into a gift. And what do you do with a gift? Well, you receive it, you acknowledge it, and then you look for the value that it can bring to your life. So one thing we're clear about is that our greatest natural resource on the planet are the students like you in our classrooms and our communities across the globe. We see you working as student activists, as student entrepreneurs, student civic leaders, coaches, mentors, carers, performers, athletes, artists, scientists. We see all of the things that you can do. And what matters most is providing young people like yourselves with the tools and the environments to have authentic voice around the things that matter most to you right now. A chance to speak up for yourselves, speak up on behalf of those who don't have a voice, to have options and informed choices, large and small, which guide you towards autonomy and agency, so you can become those active, informed, creative and confident young people who can make responsible decisions, because you are literally shaping the society we will all live in each and every day. So student voice, student choice, student agency matters. So let's summarize this around what matters most. What matters most is probably this first one, which is it's what you choose to do with what you know that matters. So not just doing things right, but doing the right things. You matter. Whoever you are listening to this live or on demand, you matter, and importantly, your big ideas matter, and the world needs your big ideas. As you hear from the esteemed speakers over the next few sessions, they have big ideas connected to purpose and passion, and these big ideas, your big ideas, matter to the world. So share them out, share your art, share your poetry, share your skills, teach someone else. Giving back, your contribution matters. Giving back is the most empowering thing that we can all do to our classmates, to our friends and family, our communities, and ultimately more broadly to society. How can I help someone today? We are all teachers, we are all learners. Technology matters here. Although this talk around what matters most is not a technology talk, it's through technology that young people make sense of their world, explore identity, and contribute positively and purposefully to civic society. Technology matters because it allows us to expand, explore, and to influence. So, to be seen, to be heard, to belong, and to be empowered. That's what matters the most at the moment. So thank you very much for the invitation to come and speak at TEDxYouth event here. I can't wait to hear the speakers coming up with their bold, brilliant ideas to make the world a better place. The power is indeed in your hands. So Thank you again for the opportunity, and thank you to the organising group for putting on such an incredible event. I'm Mark Sparvell. I'm looking forward to talking to you another time, another day, another place. Bye for now. Stay safe.